When you find yourself on the top floor of the Louvre, it can be incredibly tempting to make a beeline for the Mona Lisa, stop in, hang out with the mosh pit, and in fact, you probably should, because as the day goes on, that room will get jam-packed. But after you see her, linger on that floor, because in addition to the Winged Victory, which is perhaps the second most famous piece of art on that floor, there is so much more to offer at the Louvre, if that's not the most obvious critique that's ever been made in the history of artistic expression. My personal favorite was the Raft of Medusa, which unfortunately, like several other paintings, I will have to censor some parts of it because TikTok doesn't like letting me show the naughty bits, even though it is 100% legitimate artistic expression. There were 2 Vermeers on this floor, and if you know anything about me, I am absolutely gaga for the Dutch masters, specifically Vermeer. I was also particularly struck by The Fish Merchants, a piece by Franz Snyder that I wasn't aware of before visiting the Louvre. I even liked that he included the little cats trying to pick at all the fish. Also on display was my all-time favorite Rembrandt, Bathsheba. I love her so much, I actually have a poster of that painting in my bedroom. Also on this floor are the Napoleon apartments, which are meticulously preserved.
Oh wait, found it. Objets d'art. Getting closer.
I spent the entire day at the Louvre wandering the halls, observing each and every one of the tiny objets d'art, relics from pre-medieval age. From all over the world, collections of paintings and sculptures, holy relics alike. It was a feast for the senses. Everything from portraits to tapestries to gigantic epic paintings that wouldn't even fit in a normal room were on display in the Louvre. The sheer immenseness of the collection itself cannot be understated. It's very easy to see why many experts say that if you are a true connoisseur of fine art, there's no way that you could just do one day here. And whether you are a scholar of religion or hedonism, there is something for you at this museum. One of my personal obsessions is Renaissance-era weaponry. I feel like it's not talked about enough, but there was a time in the late 1600s where there were actual armored knights with gunpowder. And there was so much of it here. Unfortunately, I can't show most of them because of the algorithm, but they were absolutely beautiful. I was enamored. Even the museum building itself is a work of art, the perfect combination of that classic French architecture and Iam-Pei's beautiful glass pyramids. It was the perfect place to sip some wine, enjoy some culture.